Welcome to Breaking It All Down. I'm Count Zero. First, I have a little bit of business I need to take care of before I get into the episode proper. New Japan Pro Wrestling sent a takedown notice on my review of Wrestle Kingdom 1. I'd considered starting that review series back up of going through all the Wrestle Kingdom events, but not anymore. Further, because of that, my account is no longer in good standing, and thus I can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes. Consequently, future Let's Play installments, as far as archives of my streams on Twitch, will be chopped into 15-minute chunks. If you preferred that I do my streams on YouTube as opposed to on Twitch, that's currently not going to be happening. Should episodes of Nintendo Power Retrospectives end up being longer than 15 minutes, I will split the episodes into 2 parts. I'll try to make the parts equal. That said, due to the structure of Nintendo Power Retrospectives, there is the possibility that the 2 parts will be, that part 1 will be front-loaded with reviews and part 2 will be more magazine-focused. Speaking of my videos, I am now a member of Console Explosion at theconsoleexplosion.com. Link is in the show notes, and I will also even have a bumper video with a channel logo, with a site logo and that sort of thing. It's awesome. I do more religiously annotations with links to the Console Explosion and my Patreon link and stuff now, but I'm no longer a YouTuber in good standing, so I can't do those. Thanks, New Japan! Anyway, this past weekend, I was at KimuraCon in Vancouver, Washington, and I had a tremendous time. Between this KimuraCon and WorldCon and the fact that Portland Retro Gaming Expo is coming up, I'd been considering putting together a video of overlooked con survival tidbits. Now is as good a time as any, particularly since, again, I've got a few cons coming up this year, and you probably do too. Thus, I'm giving my top 5. Now, what qualifies as a overlooked tidbit? These are ones that fall outside of the categories that everyone normally mentions when giving con survival guides. Bathing, the 6-2-1 rule, that sort of thing. As a disclaimer, nothing here is medical advice. If you have any medical concerns prior to going to a con, talk to your physician. With that done, let's get started. Number 1. Bring a 32-ounce water bottle or Camelback and drink the whole thing. Remembering to drink water is one of the common rules of con survival for a good reason. Dehydration sucks. You feel like shit and are totally miserable. Beyond just the feeling crappy part, anytime you spend prone or seated and getting rehydrated, or worse, having to be taken to the emergency room, is time that you are not spending having fun at the con. In fact, it's the exact opposite of being at the con, because you are not at the con, you are in your hotel room, or you're in the emergency room. Now, while most cons anymore have water all over the place, this actually leads to a new question. How do you make sure you are drinking enough water? Well, here's my method for making sure I stay hydrated. Keep in mind, I am counting on Oregon and southern Washington state weather. Depending on what con you are at and your local weather conditions, this may vary. What I do is I bring a 32-ounce water bottle that I picked up from REI. I do not have it in the room with me, unfortunately. And I bring that. The bottle has a straw and a little mouthpiece you suck on. And when I'm walking between panels or sitting in a panel, or just whenever I feel like it, I take a sip or two. Or my mouth is dry. Generally, this works to avoid dehydration. That said, your mileage may vary. Watch the local temperature and humidity, check your weather report. If you're staying in a hotel at the con, get your local newspaper, look at what their local weather reports are, or look up Weather Underground on your phone. You may need to refill your water bottle over the course of a single day. If so, get a water bottle with a wide mouth, so if you can't stick your water bottle under a faucet or a water cooler or that sort of thing, you can easily pour water from a glass or something else into it. Speaking of which, if the temperature is over 80, or the humidity is above 60%, or both, drink more water. Just because the humidity isn't, the temperature isn't above 80, doesn't mean humidity can cause you to sweat more. Vice versa. Just because it's a dry heat doesn't mean you're not sweating. It just means you don't feel gross while you're sweating. Number 2. Eat your vegetables and fiber. There is a lot of crap that you can eat at cons, and a lot of it is really close to the con, and that is significant because you're not going to want to travel far from the con. The time you spend traveling to and from your food is the time spent not doing cool con stuff. So if there's a McDonald's across the street, you may choose to go there. Resist the urge to eat crap. And in particular, resist the urge to drink sugary crap, and in particular, sugary crap with high fructose corn syrup. The body requires more water to break down complex sugars and fats, which can dehydrate you. See number 1. Eating foods with more whole grains, or lots of veggies, or with less complex sugars. So, for example, drinking Mexican Coke as opposed to high fructose corn sugar American Coke. Getting the Ramonet that has actual, cane sugar as opposed to high fructose corn syrup will make you less likely to, without any deliberately sort of trying to avoid drinking water or forgetting to drink water, still ending up getting underhydrated, or at least having extra dry mouth. Number 3, bring your over-the-counter meds. People with lifestyle affecting, and in some case just general life affecting health conditions, know they need to bring whatever their important things are for those conditions. If you are allergic to bees, you bring your bee sting kit. If you are diabetic, you bring your glucometers, your blood test strips, and your needles, and if necessary, your insulin. If you have a lesser medical ailment, sometimes you may forget things. If you have chronic joint pain, but nothing that requires painkillers, prescription painkillers, you may forget to bring some Aleve or whatever your preferred pain medication is. If you have chronic acid reflux, you may forget to bring your Prilosec or generic equivalent. That sort of thing. Remember to pack this stuff. Make a list of, for your health condition, things you need for your health condition. Or you need, I'm pointing at me, but it's the same thing. Health condition, and pack those. Make sure you pack those. Number 4. If going with the 3-2-1 rule, eat a big breakfast. We, hopefully, all know the 6-2-1 rule. If you don't, here it is in short. Get a minimum of 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and 1 bath every day at the convention. If you're going with just 2 meals to save money, one of those needs to be breakfast, and make it a hearty one. Because ultimately what you are doing, or attempting to do, if you're going through this plan, is you're trying to have enough calories stockpiled to get you through whatever meal you're skipping. And you're skipping this meal to save money and time. So, go with the meals, eat the meals that are affordable, and eat them healthily. And breakfast is a meal that actually isn't too hard to eat healthily, particularly considering restaurant options available near you. Don't just go with a scone or croissant or something like that. Go to a sit-down restaurant, something like a Denny's, but not a Denny's, or not necessarily a Denny's, and eat breakfast. As it is, part of the reason you're doing this is there are probably things you want to do in the evening anyway, and some of those may have food provided. Further, again, the least expensive meals of the day, if you're going to eat out, if you're staying at the hotel at a convention, are breakfast and lunch. Most restaurants have reduced price lunch menus, and those lunch menus will feed you about as well as whatever you'll be getting for dinner. And additionally, those places with reduced price lunch menus, as opposed to places like Burger King or McDonald's or other fast food places where the lunch and dinner menus are the same price, those restaurants tend to have plenty of stuff with veggies on their lunch menu. So you're getting your veggies, you're actually eating a little healthier than if you're going to a fast food place. Finally, number 5, set aside time to explore the con. Even if you are familiar with the space where the con is being held, because it's been held there several times before, you need to give yourself time on the first day of the con to acclimate yourself to the space. Wander around, find the rooms where the panels you want to attend are, find the viewing rooms for if they're showing anime, because it's an anime convention, or the science fiction convention, they're showing science fiction films, or short or full length, or audio dramas, or whatever. Just wander around and find them. Take pictures of cosplay. look to see what booths are at the dealer room and what stuff is of interest. And in particular, if a booth at the dealer room, for example, has a card reader that is from Canada, because they're from Canada, you now know that you need to have cash for them if you want the transaction to go through, for example. If you're staying at a hotel for the con, set some time aside in the morning to look at the guide to nearby restaurants that came with your con flyer, your con brochure stuff, and find the restaurants that you are interested in eating at so you don't have to hunt for them later. It will save you time, it will get you used to the area, particularly if it's one that you're not familiar with, and it just lets you get into the con state of mind. It lets you roll with the con and feel out what the mindset of the convention is. You will thank yourself later for just and you will have more fun later because you just kind of know the vibe of what's going on and you feel more a part of the convention experience. So those are my top 5. If you have any other thoughts on things that people should do at a convention in terms of to help survive the experience and keep things going smoothly, please post them in the comments. I will appreciate it. Your fellow viewers will appreciate it. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed the show, please check out my Patreon. Link is up here if you're watching on the YouTube channel. And feel free to toss a few bucks my way. We are currently on a monthly plan, so as opposed to a per video thing. So that should be a little easier on your pocketbooks. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.